As the budget chair said in her first budget bill earlier tonight, the very first bill, that this is the largest budget in the history of California and the largest budget ever proposed by a state in the United States. California is the 5th largest economy in the world. The things we do in California impact the rest of the nation. We have a $97 billion surplus. That's unanticipated revenue that came in that we were not expecting 18 months ago. It's more than a third of what we've seen, or half of budgets even 10 years ago, the surplus. But the question I have for this body is, why are people fleeing California? Why are we losing population when we have so much money and resources in our government? It's because the cost of living in California is skyrocketing. Gasoline, $1.50 a gallon higher than it is right across the state line in Nevada or Arizona. 76% of our energy rates higher in California than they are across the nation. People can't afford to live in California. Now, in this budget, there's proposed 10% of that surplus, $9.5 billion, that we're going to give back to Californians. Not all Californians will receive it. If you're on a Social Security and you don't pay taxes or file taxes, you will not receive a rebate. Why is it not fair for the person that is on a fixed income on Social Security in California to not have some of the spoils of their own tax monies? The right thing to do was what we saw earlier today with those amendments. Number one, if we would have dropped the gas tax, which is the most egregious thing that's causing Californians the pain at the pump right now, 51 cents, which we could backfill with this surplus for the projects that we need. What does that do? It not only helps the person who's on a fixed income or an hourly wage earner by putting gasoline in their car at a cheaper rate, it also helps drive down the cost of food. Because when you take the tax off of transportation cost, it drives down a loaf of bread, a gallon of milk, a 2x4, and the likes. Californians need some relief. They cannot wait another 4 months for this budget to be passed and to figure out how we're going to give them a rebate, when today we could just drop the gas tax and help Californians fight off some inflation. What causes inflation is when the government dumps money into our system. That's what happened through COVID. We've dumped trillions of dollars into our system. At the same time, we've cut back the cost of producing commodities in America and California. Simply dumping more money into the system is going to cause inflation to go even higher. The way you cut inflation is that you drop down the cost of living across the board. That's what we need to do. The other thing that I want to mention in this budget is that those of us who actually operate a small business and got destroyed by unemployment cost when the EDD handed out over $20 billion in fraudulent claims, California small businesses are still on the hook for that. And in this budget, there's only $250 million to help offset the cost of California's small businesses. At a time when we have record surpluses, why don't we do something for the small businesses of California that actually employ people and that are working to keep Californians paying taxes and staying in California? $250 million, it's a joke. This legislature is very hostile to small businesses through regulatory environment and through taxes. So I implore this legislature to do the right thing for small businesses and for people who are on fixed incomes and hourly wages. Drop the gas down, help small businesses by paying off the fraudulent EDD claims that they had no part of. For those reasons, I urge a no vote on this budget bill.